Hello. Oh, there we go. Thanks, guys. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Harriton High School Class of 2023 graduation ceremony. My name is Allie Lasky, and I'm your Student Council President. My fellow Vice President, Lucy Klein, and I are beyond excited and honored to serve as your Masters of Ceremony tonight for this extremely special and monumental occasion. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you all for coming together and joining us this evening. And now, please join me in welcoming our lovely Vice President and my friend, Lucy Klein.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here tonight with all of you. My name is Lucy Klein, and I have had the honor of serving as the Student Council Vice President this year. Seated as you are, this is the last time we will all be together before we divert into our separate life directions. We should feel proud of ourselves for making it this far as the 2023 graduating class of Harriton High School. We can clap. As I was reflecting on my past 4 years, I couldn't help but feel nostalgic. Together, we studied, we played, we laughed, we celebrated, we probably cried, and now we graduate. Even this past year as seniors, we became more of a family, and for that, I am forever grateful. As we leave high school, I ask that we smile more, especially at the people we don't know. We get involved, we get to know our teachers, we be kind, we put our phones down, we live in and cherish every moment because before we know it, we may be watching our own kids graduate and wondering where all the time went. But now, look at those around you. Seriously, look at those around you. Be present, savor this moment, and know that one day we may all feel nostalgic about this too. The night we graduated high school. And so, without further ado, please rise for the national anthem performed today by the Harriton Symphony Orchestra and concert band conducted by Hannah Gow. Thank you. You may now take your seats and enjoy the wonderful performance by the Harriton Symphony Orchestra and Concert Band of the Harriton Alma Mater, conducted by graduating senior Claire Zhu. Thank you, that was amazing. Now Allie will share a few words with us.
One of Student Council's major responsibilities is reading the morning announcements over the loudspeaker to begin each day. These announcements are submitted by students, faculty, school clubs, and Harriton athletic teams to be shared with the school community. As president, I read these announcements every Monday morning, and I'm sure that an embarrassingly decent amount of you have seen me in full sprint charging down the hallway at 7:27 a.m. to make it in time for that 7:30 bell. On one of these Monday mornings this past winter, I arrived at the main office, pulled out my laptop, logged into the Student Council Google Drive, and began to read the submitted announcements for the day. And these announcements would not end. When I got to the end of a paragraph, there was another paragraph. When I got to the end of a page, there was another page waiting for me. The announcements went on for 7 entire minutes. 7. From 7:30 to 7:37 a.m. And when I arrived at lunch that day, I'm sure you can guess what I was greeted with. Allie, I thought that was never going to end. Allie, was there a mistake where the Tuesday and Wednesday announcements somehow clumped into Monday? Allie, I could have really used those extra 7 minutes on my math test. And I felt badly that I took valuable time out of people's day. But then I started thinking. I started thinking about why these announcements were so long. Because we do so much. The countless shout-outs, accomplishments, upcoming events, fundraisers, and recognition of our talented class that were submitted for the whole school to hear required 7 entire minutes that day. The Science Olympiad team winning the 2023 state tournament, bringing back homecoming, Harriton Theater Company's countless awards, our very own Harriton High School Presidential Scholar, our mainline athletes of the week, the Hank football tournament, Beck's Robotics going to the World Championships, TSA earning endless top 10 placements at states, Division I athletic commitments, musicians named to all state ensembles, National Merit Scholarship finalists, Dr. Harriton raising over $84,000 for charity. And just like the announcements from that one wintry Monday morning, I could go on and on and on. Because we are incredible. And I do not use that word lightly. For a class who was stripped of the end of their freshman year, began 10th grade under our covers behind screens with turned off cameras, and spent junior year with our smiles covered in masks, we didn't just bounce back. We dominated. I feel honored to be able to say that I am a part of Harriton High School's class of 2023. The class that packed the stands at every Friday night football game. The class that showed up decked out in their best Adam Sandler outfits for Spirit Day. The class that came to school at 6 a.m. on a rainy morning in September to watch the sunrise together. The class who, instead of letting the pandemic stop them from living out their senior year, single-handedly changed the culture within our school. It's the seniors. That's the response that I would give to any parent, teacher, or non-Harriton student when they would compliment me on the spirit of culture and togetherness that shone so brightly this year. We worked together to make this year the best of our entire lives to date, and it did not disappoint. We set a tone that will be carried out for the rest of Harriton's history, and that is something that each and every one of us contributed to, whether intentionally or not, and something that each and every one of us should be extremely proud of. Like Lucy said, there will never be another moment when we will all be together in one room, just like this, again. So look around and really take it all in. These are the people you've cried with, laughed with, grown up with. These are the people that we once stood next to while presenting wax museum projects, who we chased around while playing sharks and minnows on the field at recess. These are the people who we went to our first glocial with in middle school. These are the people that we shared so many of our firsts with. As I look out, I see some of the most important people in my life. I see the people who have held my hand and cheered me on through the worst of times, and who have really shown me what it means to be a true friend. Thank you for embracing me for who I am, flaws and all, and for giving me a place where I can unapologetically be my authentic self. Thank you for helping me create the most precious memories of my life, and for being the kind of people that make it hurt this bad to be finished with high school. Today marks the beginning of a new, exciting, and equally scary chapter in all of our lives. Our parents, guardians, teachers, and faculty have been the finest role models that we could ever ask for, and have set us up for futures of true success and happiness. To all of you, thank you for guiding us through our daunting teenage years, watching as we take endless selfies, dealing with us through the entire college admissions process, and providing us with the tools that will allow us to make the world a better place. We are eternally grateful for all of you, even if we sometimes acted like teenagers who didn't care. Class of 2023, we did it. We're finally here. We'll never wait at the end of our driveways for the yellow school bus again. We'll never march class by class, grade by grade in another Halloween parade. We'll never struggle with opening the combination lock on our lockers, even though we don't use those in school for some reason anymore. At times, it felt like we would never reach this point, like when we consistently pretended that the cameras on our brand new MacBooks were glitching so our teachers couldn't see that we were in the same pajamas from 3 days ago. But we absolutely did. I'm sure all of you won't be able to keep track of the amount of times today that you are told, "I'm proud of you." But let me be the first to say it. I am so sincerely proud of all of us, of our hard work, resilience, determination, and failure to give up, even at the hardest of times. Our brilliance, uniqueness, and devotion to learning inspires me every single day. If the 2023 high school graduates from all over the world hold even a fraction of the talent, charisma, and passion that we have, then we are in for a blindingly bright future. Whether you're going out into the workforce, the military, taking a gap year, or going on to be a Nittany Lion, a Quaker, an Owl, a Wolverine, a Panther, a Buckeye, a Wave, or a Gator, just remember, it will always be a beautiful day to be a Ram. Thank you.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Allie. Thanks, girlfriend. Not only have we built together such community and culture at the school, but I'm very thankful to have said that I've been going through this year with a friend. Up next, someone with such charisma and such leadership skills that about a third of us followed him from elementary school to high school. Everyone's biggest cheerleader, our friend and principal, Mr. Weinstein.
Thank you. Good evening, and on behalf of Acting Superintendent Ms. Megan Schaefer, the members of the Board of School Directors, and our esteemed faculty members, I thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Scott Weinstein. I'm proud to represent our school community as the principal of Harriton High School. As is the tradition, I would like to start by welcoming back our distinguished Harriton alumni and thank them for joining us tonight. Our alumni present include the following: from the class of 1980, Anna Levitt. 1982, Adrian Lehman. 1985, James Huth. 1989, Amanda Stein. 1994, Dr. Sarah Lowe. 1996, Simon Telfer. 1997, Mariana Padilla. Mariana's a Harriton teacher. 2012, Xander Levitt. 2014, Benjamin Levitt. 2016, Kobe Levitt. 2018, Anthony Jew. 2019, Jonathan Levitt. 2020, Raquel Levitt. Levitts, thank you for inviting us to your family party. We appreciate it. Alumni, we appreciate your love and pride for Harriton and are thankful you were here with us this evening representing Harriton. I see Raquel Levitt, and I'm reminded that can anyone in the audience from the class of 2020 in any school, in any place, whether it's college, please stand up. Anyone from 2020? You did not get a traditional graduation. You deserve to hear a live crowd clap for you. To our faculty and staff, you are truly the best I've ever worked with, bar none. Our academic reputation is well known, but you are an amazing group of people who care so deeply for our school and our students beyond academics. As this year marks the final year of Harriton for our graduates, we are also saying farewell to 5 teachers at Harriton that are retiring. Mrs. Misty Whalen, our college and career access counselor, Mrs. Karen Corkery and Mr. John Rothberg, physical education teachers. And Dr. Paul McKenna and Mr. Chris San Maria, social studies teachers. Thank you for your years of dedicated service to the students and families of the Harriton community, and we wish you the best in your retirement. I also want to acknowledge that Dr. McKenna and Mr. Santa Maria were the class sponsors for the class of 2023. Thank you for your service to this class. To our parents and guardians and caretakers, I congratulate you on raising this amazing class who sits in front of us this evening. If this is your only or your youngest child to come through our schools, I imagine this evening is more emotional for you. This will mark the last event for you at Harriton High School and the Lower Merion School District. It is a graduation for you of sorts. Will the parents and guardians with their only or youngest child graduating this evening please stand up so you can be recognized? Please. Thank you. We will miss you too. That wasn't facetious. I'm serious. We're going to miss you all. We appreciate the support you give our school and your children. I was meeting with a teacher a couple of days ago, and I explained the challenge of how I agonized until the last second on what to say at graduation. She said, "Don't worry about it. You're going to be great." I smiled and was so appreciative. I thought, what a nice thing to say, and I followed up asking her why she said that. Shamelessly fishing for more compliments. She then followed with, "Scott, people aren't there for you. They want to hear their kid's name read as they walk across the stage." I smiled, kind of, knowing that it was the truth, but I'm holding out hope that a few of you, besides my family, shout out to my family up there. I love you all. And shout out to Lower Merion High School Principal Mike Johnson, sitting next to my family, who was here last night. I love you too, Mike. I saw you last night. You were great. So for those of you that are interested in my words of wisdom, here I go. So despite that teacher, who, by the way, due to that conversation, no longer works at Harriton, I do think I have important wisdom to impart to our graduates, so here it is. On November 30th of this current school year, we were introduced to something that is significantly changing our world. I'll pause to see if you can predict where I'm going next with this. It is called ChatGPT. And shout out ChatGPT for writing this speech. Our English teachers are here, so if they do the obligatory, I'm just kidding. ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence chatbot. It was the first form of artificial intelligence. It wasn't the first form of artificial intelligence, but it became the most mainstream. It reached 1 million users in 5 days. By comparison, it took Facebook 10 months to reach 1 million users. We don't fully understand the impact of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Every industry, including education, is wrestling with what this means for our future. I have no doubt that the Harriton class of 2023 will be right in the mix on how this shapes our future. We have many examples of living through technological advances throughout history. This one is really significant. Artificial intelligence will shift the landscape once again to the future of jobs and our economy. As technology does more and more in the area of intelligence, humans once again will be replaced in the job market. As this occurs, what makes us uniquely human becomes more valuable. What makes us uniquely human will be more valuable. Through all of the shifts in employment landscape over the past few decades and currently, the world continues to need people with leadership ability who can work collaboratively with others. That's what we keep hearing in the job world, is we need people that can work with others and lead. Class of 2023, you're a brilliant class. I will venture to say that your academic intelligence will not be enough. It just won't. The value that will separate you in many vocations will be your empathy, your compassion, your kindness, the soft skills, your overall people skills. Last May, Harriton lost one of the greatest leaders in the school's history. Some of our teachers and people in our alumni line knew him well. His name was Nort Seaman. He was a longtime principal at Harriton and an absolute legend of a man. I had the opportunity to meet with Nort a few times when I took this position. One day I was talking with Miss Diane in the cafeteria after she saw Nort Seaman and I together. And she said, Nort was our greatest principal. I was curious because I wanted to be pretty good at this job. Plus I wanted Miss Diane to like me. And I asked her why she said that. I was expecting to learn something about his philosophies, maybe his vision, or other poignant functions of his leadership. She looked at me and said, he was the best because every day he made a point to come into the cafeteria and say hello to all of us. That was it, so simple, yet a profound message. The way we recognize and treat people matters. It matters. And to the point of this message, it will matter even more. Our value will not only be the technical skills that we bring the world, but the manner in which we are able to lead and work with others. Class of 2023, I ask you that wherever you go from here, you make it a better place than you found it, as you did with Harriton High School. Class of 2023, I share on behalf of our faculty and staff that we are so proud of you, and we sincerely wish you the best as you go forth to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Weinstein. There are truly not enough words to describe how important Mr. Weinstein is to not only the class of 2023, but the entire school. I am extremely fortunate to have had the privilege and opportunity to learn from and work alongside him this year. His passion and commitment to ensuring the happiness and success of every single student in this audience could not possibly be more evident, and we are so lucky to have him as our fearless leader. Mr. Weinstein, thank you for everything. You really are the best. And now, please join me in welcoming to the podium your school board president and student council vice president's name twin, Miss Lucy Klein.
Good evening. I'm the much less interesting Lucy Klein here tonight. On behalf of the Board of School Directors, I would like to welcome you here this evening and offer our congratulations to our graduating seniors, the class of 2023, and also to your families and friends. As the parent of a current Lower Merion graduate and fellow classmate at Penn Valley and Welsh Valley, it is a special honor to speak this evening, as I know firsthand what a great group of students you are. You are bold and resilient and determined, and it's reflected in your achievements. You have earned many academic accomplishments through Science Olympiad, TSA, Latin Club, and many individual achievements in math, writing, and art, among others. You delivered exceptional performances with HTC in choir, orchestra, and band, and created amazing art, winning state and national art and music and writing awards. Over the past 4 years, your classmates have won team and individual competitions and championships in soccer, crew, lacrosse, basketball, ultimate frisbee, cross country, and tennis, to name just a few. And to achieve these accomplishments, I am sure you occasionally had to put yourself out there. Anyone who knows me personally knows that I do not like being the center of attention, and I most especially do not like speaking in public. And yet, here I am again. Because sometimes it's worth taking a chance, doing something you are uncomfortable doing, if it also gives you the opportunity to try to make something better. So today, as you move on to your next adventure, go outside of your comfort zone, follow something you're passionate about, so that you can help make the world a better place. And always, make sure to enjoy life and bring joy to others, even if it's just a quick text to say hi to your mom or dad. Remember, this is your day and this is your world. Be kind, seek justice, be inspired, and be bold. Congratulations on graduating.
Thank you, Ms. Klein. What a great name. Next up is something new. For the first time in Harriton history, the senior class was given an opportunity to submit a speech to share at graduation today. Out of the several submitted speeches, 2 were chosen as the selected senior speaker. Now, it is my honor to introduce our first speaker, Kaylin Reynolds.
Good evening, everybody. On a quick side note before I begin my speech, everyone's been asking me why my eyes were so red, and they've been like, Kaylin, you are crying already, and it's actually the smog outside. But if you were just like me and you don't want to admit that you are emotional, blame it on an eyelash or the very random red haze outside. But as I began with, good evening, class of 2023, students, family, and staff. As you all know, I am one of the student-selected speakers for tonight's commencement, and I definitely have some words I want to share with you all. I'm not sure if everyone remembers, but on the first day of senior year, September 6th, 2022, to jog your memory, because I'm sure most of you guys forgot, there was a torrential downfall of rain. Many buses arrived late to school, and students with straightened hair groaned as it began to get wet and frizz up, myself included. Even worse, the first day of school pictures in front of the building were canceled. This meant that we couldn't be posted across the school website. Oh no! Despite walking into school that morning, drenched and dreading the day, my mood quickly turned when I saw everyone running to greet their friends with genuine happiness. The morning started a bit messy, but every senior walked into Harriton that day knowing that they were a part of something much bigger than themselves. I love sharing this anecdote because it reminds me that Harriton students have the passion to turn a rainy morning that nearly set the precedent for the year into something special. Harriton builds students determined to rock the world. We are leaders, singers, writers, future business people, future Marines. Each student is a fragment, a puzzle piece. Together, Harriton's class of 2023 makes one beautiful picture of a successful future, no matter what journey we embark on. High school has had its moments, like when the world shut down that fateful March 13th, 2020. We didn't know if we would be able to sit in these seats together as graduates. Look at everything we've accomplished despite it all. I know over the past year, I have had incredible self-growth, and the same could be said for many of you. Big or small, everyone has made progress this year. There is so much to be proud of and many small victories to celebrate. Please acknowledge that despite what was happening in our interpersonal lives, we still made it here. I'm sending a loving thank you to the friends and family that have supported me thus far, and if you guys didn't let me share every single piece of writing I've ever created, I wouldn't be here on this podium. And a special thank you from my dad, too. Although he's passed on, he and I share this podium tonight. Cute. We both appreciate that, by the way. I've loved, and I've loved hard over this past 4 years. Those who know, of course, from my certified lover people in the audience. But take in a deep breath and flash a smile to the people next to you. How many times in your life do you get to say you were on the same vibrational frequency as everybody in the room? I was a cheerleader for 4 years, eventually making my way to cheerleading captain. This honestly juxtaposed who I was because I felt like I didn't belong. Not just at Harriton, but anywhere. I always felt like an other or a have-not. I was a leader, but it didn't matter what I did, what I wore, or what I looked like. Nothing could really remedy that I just never felt good enough for anything or anyone. Every day, without fail, I'd wait for Mr. Banto to get to school in front of his classroom, and then that afternoon, I'd walk through the English hallway to visit Mrs. Freshy. My teachers have absolutely helped me repair my relationship with my self-esteem, so I want to take a moment to acknowledge Harriton's dedicated staff. You guys are amazing, by the way, so round of applause. Over the last 4 years, they have nurtured our growing minds and have continuously fought for our well-being and have encouraged us to become our very best selves. Staff has supported me endlessly on days where Harriton was far from perfect for me, and believe me, I had those days. Anyways, a special shout out to Mr. Mescalato, Mr. Sium, Mrs. Celebre, Mrs. Sanacola, and Dr. Fritz. Now, I was so used to cheering on the track, looking up at the spectators, so much so that I never attended a football game in the stands. Needless to say, I was shocked when I went to sit at the top of the bleachers for the first time around the beginning of May. The view was gorgeous, and when the setting sunlight hit the school and field just right, I realized that perspective is everything. While I was used to looking up at everyone, those in the stands were used to looking down or out. We were all at the same event, but had a different perspective. The same ideology makes up Harriton as a whole. We all have different perspectives about how our high school experience was, but meshing them together is what makes Harriton, Harriton. It's what keeps our school vibrant, remarkable. Someone close to me once told me that I was an enigma bursting with juxtapositions. Another told me that I was everything all at once, but in the best way possible. While I may have felt that I was an other, I now understand that I was not alone. None of us are ever truly alone. And I want you all to know that even after graduation, I will still be there as a friend if you need. As a poet, I constantly see words floating in front of my face and racing through my brain, but when considering this moment, my mind becomes blank. The words have come to a halt, and if you know me well, that is very rare. I am a huge talker. So being speechless is not in my wheelhouse. But this is how I know that this moment is special. It knocks both the words and wind out of my body. Take in the gravity of this moment with me. It will only happen once. I know this feels so official, and I know I've also never been great at goodbyes, but we're just putting a pin in this experience. This isn't the end of us. It's time to take a look at the bigger picture and find where we fit in. Let us go find people who are ready for us, to love us, and to hear our fresh ideas. Congratulations on this huge accomplishment. I'm proud to be a first-generation college student. I'm proud to be a part of this moment, and I'm even more proud of you all. Now it's time to enter the world with a little bit of Ram pride.
Thank you, Kaylin, for sharing those beautiful words with us. That was truly amazing. Please help me in welcoming our next selected speaker of the night, Dashel Albright.
My fellow students, members of the faculty, guests and loved ones in the audience, members of administration, Principal Weinstein, I stand up here to remind each and every one of you of a simple fact. None of us, and I mean truly not one, will be remembered. Now, I don't mean that the memories of all our peers and all the folks in the audience will be wiped a la Men in Black. No, I mean it in a much more personal sense. Our personalities, our idiosyncrasies, the infinite number of tiny little things that make up our lives, they'll be gone in a few years' time. A human can only be true friends with a little over 200 people. I myself look out into the crowd now and realize I know way fewer people in this audience than I should. And that's not to say I'm taking a narcissistic approach. I expect most of you to forget me one day, perhaps even tomorrow. To forget what grade I got in your class, or what section I sang in your vocal group, or that I yelled at you for going the wrong way in the parking lot. I expect you to forget what made me, well, me. But there is one thing I don't want you to forget, and that is this. Amongst all the forgetting, the passing strange incidents of our lives, the meet and greets, the icebreakers, the long nights, and the car rides, we are nothing but that which we leave behind. Though our personalities, our identities, may fade in the minds of what seem now to be the closest of friends, our impacts on their behavior, their ideals, their philosophy when examining the world will not be so easily shaken. What we leave behind is cultural, it is physical, and it is institutional. My fellow seniors, that moment when you defended a classmate, or gave an underclassman a ride home, or lent someone change for the breakfast table, those moments have all mattered. A person might not remember that it was you who did it, but they will remember that that is the expectation, an expectation to be a better student, a better citizen. The artist of the crowd, the murals you paint around the school that brighten the hallways and make one wonder, were those bottle caps cleaned before they were pasted up there? Those matter. The student activist, working to make one incremental change at a time, trying to make the school board adopt one policy or another, or to change the cafeteria menu, or to save an old growth forest. Your efforts, though maybe blockaded in the present, matter. All of these big and little things that we do in life, all of the changes that we make to ourselves and to our peer groups, they all do sum to something. The sum to changes that are bigger than ourselves, bigger than a graduating class, or even bigger than a generation. They are what we leave behind in the world. They are of us, and they are all that will remain once we are nothing more than faces in a yearbook. So, if we are nothing but that which we leave behind, and with a great deal of leaving still to be done, let's leave behind something good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kaylin and Dashel, and congratulations once again. You are both incredible. Our final words of wisdom for the evening will be spoken from the acting superintendent of the Lower Merion School District, Miss Megan Schaefer.
Good evening, members of the class of 2023, parents, guardians, grandparents, friends, family, alumni, Dr. Johnson, as well as our amazing faculty, our school leaders, and our dedicated board of school directors. It is truly an honor to be with you to celebrate this moment. I'm going to try to be brief, authentic, and, as my high schooler recommended, funny but not embarrassing. As a parent, I had no idea those things were mutually exclusive. So I was also told that no one remembers what you say anyway. So to you, the students, very soon to be graduates, I believe I'm the only speaker between you and your diploma. So I've done you a favor. I believe all of us who prepared speeches this evening probably spent days, weeks, even months trying to find the right words, and there have been a lot of right words tonight. And me being last, I had to make sure that I wasn't saying something that's already been covered. So a lot of my speech has been deleted. So this, you should know, is actually a pretty important life skill as well. And that's my first piece of advice to you. Figure out what sets you apart and say and do that thing. And at this point, I'm pretty much left with some possibly humorous anecdotes. And that's my second piece of advice to you. Have fun. It's not going to be easy every day, but humor can be very powerful. And as an example, while it has been my honor to serve as your acting superintendent, one of the artifacts of my time in this role, as my daughter would say, is literally the worst picture ever. In the Inquirer. I grew up with a mom who was a pretty prolific picture taker, and I grew up in a time where you were stuck with whatever was developed on that roll of film. No filters, no retakes. I mean, imagine going through your teenage years with that kind of pressure. So, you don't have to worry about your zits being an ever-present memory of your high school days. I mean, I get that you did live through a global pandemic, and so those memories are going to stick with you. So there are some trade-offs, but my point is, sometimes the best way to survive is to laugh through the tears. Give yourself that love. We are all perfect in our imperfections, our journeys, and our lived experiences. So as I conclude my remarks, and I could talk slower if you want me to, I know this may be the first time you've seen me in person, but I feel like I grew up with you. Your class was in kindergarten when I started working in Lower Merion School District, and so I'm really excited to share this moment with you today. And wherever our roads lead from here, know that you've always mattered to me. And although this may be the first time we've met, I've always been cheering for you behind the scenes, and I will continue to do that into the future. You are about to be a Harriton High School graduate, and the world is a better place because you are in it. Congratulations to the class of 2023. You entered to learn, now go forth to serve.
Thank you, Ms. Schaefer. We will now invite Mr. Weinstein back to the podium to begin the presentation of diplomas.
Row 1, please stand and line up. We will now begin the presentation of the diplomas. While we share in your joy for the occasion, we respectfully request that your celebrations for your child are kept to a polite clap. An overzealous celebration can possibly deny another family the opportunity to hear their child's name. Thank you so much in advance for your cooperation. As is a Harriton tradition, the names of the graduates will be read by the student leaders. I will first read the diploma to our student council officers and selected senior speakers, and then the officers will in turn present the names of our remaining graduates. Alexandra Eden Lasky. Lucy Klein. Adam Gilbert. Sabrina Lee. Catherine Neary. Kaylin Marie Reynolds. Dashel Albright. The first group of names will be read by Sabrina Lee, and the first set of diplomas will be awarded by School Board President Ms. Lucy Klein.
Sophia Abdul Malik. Alyssa Abeldo. Aiden Abrams. Kayla Adorno. Belsam Aljabouri. Anna Andrade. Doreen Armani. Meredith Basine. Sam Bailey. Amit Banerjee. Miles Beck. Charlie Beckert. Aiden Bednoff. Joseph Bay. Lydia Baylor. Sabil Beltran Gramad. Madison Bennett. Jordan Behrens. Noah Berger. Audrey Burke. Jordan Berman. Zoe Berman. Emma Biederman. Allison Blackburn. Jesse Blumenfeld. Zachary Bookbinder. Isabella Boone. Kala Bornfriend. Ozan Boroviak. Kyle Boss. Hannah Bowler. Braden Bowman. Charlie Bowser. Ocean Box. Madeline Breaker. Remy Broad. Drew Breckner. Chloe Lynn Briscoe. Josh Bronner. Ethan Brookshire. James Brophy. Muriel Brosman. Adene May Buckley. Samuel Bugby. Alexander Bushnell. The next set of diplomas will be presented by School Board Vice President Dr. Carrie Sautner. Electra Angela Morciani Bavoli. Jordan James Cade. Dylan Jacob Cantor. Maxwell William Jelkovic Casal. Bruno Casani. Elias Catania. Joseph Cernilia. Hannah Chen. Mariana Chisel. Jack Chakowski. Andrew Choksey. Camille Clark. Jack Clark. Eli Cohen. Matthew Cohn. Max Crane. David Cronin. Ori Kirka. Maxwell DeMarco. Julia DiNardo. Anthony Dirk. Alice Deutsch. Grace Deal. Vincent DeLella. Jason DiMartino. Nora Dion. Jane Dixon. Walter Dixon. Dylan Dodds. Isabel Drain. Dorian Dumas. Beck Elliker. Melissa Ezedine. Bradley Fagan. Francis Fan. Rohan Farmer. Loretta Farrell. Alexandra Fenton. Catherine Ferencik. Eleanor Fisher. Mason Flanagan. Eliana Foster. Gavin Frechette. Brody Frederick. Luna Fuhrer. Grace Gaber. Thomas Gallagher. Aiden Gallagher. Hannah Gao. Luca Garafo. The next set of diplomas will be presented by School Board Director, Ms. Kimberly Garrison. Brendan Gasper. Ailey G. Jaden Gelfand. Marcello Vincent Giordano Jr. Nevin Eros Giordano. Romero Glasher. Aryavir Goel. Colin Gerlich. Julia Golder. Sophia Goldman. Maya Goldstein. Sonia Gomes. Jordan Gonzalez. Ella Goodbinder. Millen Goyle. Ava Graybar. Claire Grace. Lila Greenberg. Julian Green. Remy Greger. The next set of names will be read by Student Council Treasurer Katie Neary.
Monty Grossman. Eva Guberman. Mila Guberman. Baron Hantig. Peyton Hart. Yordi Hart Carmichael. Nina Hartling. Andrew Havey. Jack Helly. Barlow Herbst. Colson Hernandez. Lucas Hernandez. Assad Hightower. Scott Holtkamp. Cecilia Honeyman. Andrew Hood. Owen Huntington. Alex Huth. Samantha Eisenberg. Leah Callan. Sophie Kasmer. Noah Katz. Charles Kaufman. Gavin Kingarski. Connor Kelly. Yara Suhaila Karat. Colin Kimsey. Gemma Klein. Alexandra Kobach.
Kara Kuhl. The next set of diplomas will be presented by School Board Director, Ms. Shayna Kalish. PJ Kozloff. Matthew Krebs. Sylvia Krieg. Hannah Krieger. Makala Kumar. Finnegan Lamb. Alyssa Laporte. Renee Laramie. Philippe Latour. Colin Laville. Jenna Ledley. Angelina Lee. Chandrick Lee. Elizabeth Lee. Michael Lee. Sabrina Lee. Helena Lehman. Chase Lenfest. Elliot Loreno. Kate Levinston. Sydney Levinston. Izzy Levitt. Isabel Levy. Samuel Lenow. Eric Lynn. Alec Lipsitz. Isaac Lowe. Lucas Lopke. Catherine Lustgarden. Ray Ma. Artem Matwilenka. Dominic Maggot. Luca Magder. West McGuire. Shayla Marr. Tessa Mahoney. Zayden Mart. Elliot Malmgren. Ava Marcus. Marlena Marg Bracken. Ava Mariani. Jade Sophie Martin Zadami. Ryan Masterman. Maya McCoy. The next set of diplomas will be presented by School Board Director, Mr. Peter Lee. Chloe McIntyre. Andrew McGann. Tully McGill. Nolan McGrain Moffitt. Raina McGuire. Milan McKenna. Miles McNeary. Sage McNeil. Michael Meredith. Julia Merriam. Jai Misha. Nora Measy McMahon. Gage Miazga. Carmen Miskell. Isabel Mitrev. David Malad. Trinidad Monteagudo Jackson. Evelyn Mooney. Diana Moradi. Jackson Moser. Andrea Muller. Declan Murphy. Abigail Noble. Ashton Norwood. Beckett O'Hara. Sean Oyster. Samuel Palmer. Alex Paninos. Cameron Parker. Finn Parr. Cyrus Parvizi. Nick Passio. Maya Pasternak. Sophia Patel. Liam Patton. Ben Patterson. Jeremiah Patterson. Jordan Pearl. Surya Penna. The next set of names will be read by Student Council PR and Tech Director Adam Gilbert. The next set of diplomas will be presented by School Board Director Mr. Sean Mooring.
Eleanor Perriguer. Sam Peterson. Najib Phillips. Evan Picker. Carly Ann Pearson. Salim Potts. Christian Potts. Alexandros Pratsos. Tristan Prosper. Avi Ragazzino. Guillermo Ramirez. Paige Ramthan. Felipe Rapaki. Reese Reiner. Baptiste Reliquit. Byron Vargas. Leonora Rhodes. Taylor Richfield. Jake Richfield. Jack Richter. Jonathan Rickards. Joseph Ritchie. Jonte Rollins. Miguel Romero Stevenson. Pietro Fosco Ramusi. Justin Rosini. Logan Rothberg. Seth Rubin. Michael Sack. Emily Salisbury. Willa Salmonson. Linda Salvaggio. Oh, Elliot, you're next. Right. Okay. Lucy Sanchirico. Jameer Scarbo. Sophia Schreiner. Bela Scullen. Jeremy Sen. The next set of diplomas will be presented by School Board Director Ms. Suba Robinson. Nicholas Scheiko. Alyssa Sean. Kevin Shen. Sridhar Shenoy. Christopher Shin. Gavin Sholin. Carolyn Schuster. Alexa Silverstein. Isabel Silverman. Jaime Sholom. Guillermo Sola. Emmy Slepian. Lily Slepian. Madison Smith. Michaela Smith. Daniela Standridge. Miles Stanley. Leo Stein. Hunter Stein. Elena Steinberg. Connor Stoddart. Tyler Stratz. Luke Sullivan. Maya Serbeck. Jack Swally. Emily Z. Lucas Taha Pereira. Max Talarigo. Crystal Tan. Kiona Ray Tankersley. Jaden Tavares. Carly Tyker. Isabel Telfer. John Timmons. Vaco Toika. Kelly Tong. Sean Took. Kier Tremogli. Mackenzie Turvey. Austin Viederman. The next set of diplomas will be presented by School Board Director Ms. Melanie Schaffmeister. Jacob Vexler. Anna Vieira. Will Vissing. Pauline Vocal. Kristen Cornell Walsh. Rachel Wang. Elijah Warrener. Jonah Wasserman. Rose Weathers. Danny Weinstein. Anna Welsh. Tiffany Wenzinger. Henry Wheeler. Ben Wheeler. Irene Wilder. Stella William. Austin Williams. Jaden Winkler. Pierce Wolfgang. Brielle Womack. Samantha Woodbury. Tess Woolard. Owen Yoder. Albert Young. Wyatt Young. Catherine Yuan. Benjamin Zangerly. Christian Zieger. Declan Zavon. Clara Zhu. Benjamin Zhuang. Omid Zolali. Ethan Zuckerman. Kasana Zuckerman. Avi Eckstein. And Harrison Zaritsky.
Graduates, it's time to make it official. Please join me in welcoming Miss Megan Schaefer to lead the tassel ceremony.
This is the part we've been waiting for. Mr. Weinstein and members of the Board of School Directors, at this time, it is a distinct privilege and honor for me, as the acting superintendent of schools, to present the Harriton High School class of 2023 and to certify that each student has successfully completed the program of studies prescribed by the state of Pennsylvania and the Board of School Directors of Lower Merion School District required for a high school diploma. And now, will the Harriton High School class of 2023 please rise? Before you can move on, you've got to move the tassel. So by the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Board of School Directors of the Lower Merion School District, I declare each and every one of you to be a graduate of Harriton High School. Congratulations.